Debbie continues shouting Mark's name, but before she can say more, he's already out the door. His thoughts are racing. He catches a glimpse of a news broadcast showing his father, Nolan, locked in battle with some alien threat. Instinctively, Mark wants to jump in and help, but he's quickly reminded of a frustrating truth. His powers haven't returned yet. He's still stuck waiting. Later, after classes end, Mark finds Eve and approaches her. Without wasting time, he tells her he's not the version of Mark she knows. He's from the future. Eve, naturally, finds this hard to believe. But as he begins revealing details about her life, things only she would know, her skepticism starts to fade. She's intrigued and agrees to bring him to the team headquarters. At the base, the rest of the team listens as Mark tries to explain who he is and what he knows. When he brings up Rex's difficult childhood and the rough path he came from, Rex doesn't take it well. Suspicious, Rex accuses Mark of being a government agent spying on them. The tension builds until Kate and Robot arrive to de-escalate. Mark, trying to be honest, casually drops the bombshell that Robot isn't actually a robot at all, but a disfigured man hiding behind advanced tech. The team is thrown off, but before they can argue further, Mark shifts the conversation to something urgent: David Hiles. He tells them where to find him and how to stop his twisted plans before any innocent lives are lost. Thanks to Mark's warning, the team manages to prevent a tragedy. Robot, ever calculated and analytical, reflects on the insight Mark has given. He admits that his past choices, disconnected from real human emotion, could have led him to make similar drastic decisions in this timeline too. Mark quietly worries about revealing too much, knowing every change could alter the future in unpredictable ways. But as he prepares to leave, Robot gives him a final piece of advice. Do what he must to save lives, but be careful not to rewrite the entire course of history. That evening, the Grayson family shares a tense but quiet dinner. Nothing seems out of place, but underneath the surface, Mark is restless. After the meal, he takes off into the sky, flying aimlessly, his thoughts heavy. He's stuck in this version of the timeline, unsure if he's helping or just making things worse. The following day, he visits Art Rosenbaum, surprising the man with how much he already knows. From there, Mark starts taking more direct action. He stops Titan before the burglary ever happens, shuts down the Mahler twins cloning project before it can gain momentum, and intervenes at Upstate University to prevent D.A. Sinclair from creating his army of Reanimen. Before leaving Sinclair, Mark gives him a strange bit of comfort, telling him not to worry, that one day he'll find redemption. Sinclair doesn't know what to make of it, but these victories don't lift Mark's spirits. The weight of what he's doing begins to wear on him. He's saving people, yes, but is it the right way? Is he trying to fix things, or just control them? The uncertainty eats at him. By the next morning, the team is called into action again. This time, it's the Flaxons, with Mark fighting alongside them. The team manages to beat them back more efficiently than ever. However, the battle doesn't go unnoticed. Nolan sees Mark using his powers and realizes what's happened. That night, over another quiet dinner, Nolan is visibly unsettled. Afterward, he pulls Mark aside for a private conversation. The look on Nolan's face says it all. He knows something's different now, and Mark can feel that the real challenges are just beginning. High above the earth, Mark hovers in the sky with his father, Omni-Man. The air between them is tense. Nolan stares at his son in disbelief, struggling to comprehend how Mark already knows about his hidden agenda, how he had planned to eliminate the Guardians of the Globe. But Mark doesn't waste time. He quickly lays everything out, explaining all the events that are meant to happen, one by one. He tells his father that eventually, he gives up his mission, not because he's defeated, but because of something deeper, his lingering love for Earth and for his family. But instead of calming him, the truth pushes Nolan over the edge. His expression hardens, and without hesitation, he lashes out at Mark. Their battle begins in midair, fast and furious. Mark, doing his best to stay ahead of his father's brutal strikes, leads Nolan toward Utah, hoping to avoid civilian casualties. But the fight intensifies. A heavy blow from Nolan sends both of them crashing through the side of a mountain, breaking through the walls of the Guardians of the Globe secret base. The sudden entrance shocks everyone inside. The Guardians spring into action as Mark quickly shouts the truth. Nolan has turned on Earth, and they need to stop him. Now, stunned but not hesitating, the team charges at Omni-Man. The Immortal, never one to hold back, snarls that he never liked Nolan in the first place. Nolan coldly responds by driving his fist straight through the Immortal's chest, dropping him instantly. The fight becomes chaotic as Invincible tries to block his father's next blow. Martian Man and War Woman strike Nolan in unison, landing solid hits to his face, but he powers through. Mark tries again to reach out, to reason with him, but it's useless. Nolan slams him to the ground. Before he can finish him off, Red Rush arrives in a blur, circling Omni-Man in a dizzying display of speed. He creates a wind vortex in an effort to throw Nolan off balance. War Woman backs him up, warning Red Rush about Nolan's betrayal. Omni-Man lunges toward Invincible, but just in time, Darkwing pulls Mark out of harm's way. Confused, Darkwing demands to know who he just saved, and before Mark can properly explain, chaos erupts again. Martian Man and Red Rush are flung across the room, crashing into Darkwing and Invincible in the process. War Woman fights back hard. She slams her fist into Nolan's face with all her strength, promising that he'll regret what he's done. But Nolan grabs her by the throat and lifts her off the ground, ready to kill her. Before he can strike, Green Ghost phases through him, briefly disorienting him. War Woman takes the opportunity to slam him in the head with her hammer, finally knocking him unconscious. This time, unlike what originally happened, the Immortal survives, badly injured but alive. Shortly after, Cecil Stedman arrives on the scene with a squad of agents. Seeing the situation under control, he agrees to take Nolan into custody. They secure him and transport him to a highly secure holding facility in the Pentagon. Later, Nolan awakens, shackled and bruised. He looks around slowly, the weight of his actions settling in. There are no more speeches, no more plans. All that's left is regret and a quiet, broken apology that escapes his lips. And that's the story, folks. Please leave your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. See you next time.